Greetings, YouTube. This is a star. Probably pretty obvious to most people. It's made out of cast iron, it is somewhat thick and relatively heavy. Normally this sits on my shelf and it acts as a stand for my marble sphere, which I find quite attractive. Now, this is more than just a cast iron star. This is, in fact, an architectural structural feature. This used to belong on a building. And what did it do? Well, at one time there were a whole lot of brick buildings in New England. And when they got very tall and very large, stacking bricks is not the most secure way of building a structure. It is, however, cheap because bricks are relatively inexpensive to make. To reinforce that, they would actually use ties to hold the walls together. So they would run a steel bar from one side of the building to the other outside the wall. And on the outside of the building, they would put a washer and a nut threaded on the two ends, which are threaded, and they'd pull the whole thing together. And that would actually act as a supporting structure for the building. It would keep the building from bowing outward. And it was remarkably effective. Now, over time, those structures became decorative. This is one of those decorative features. And you can find these in many different sizes. This one is of the sizes I've seen commonly available in New England as reclaimed items. This is about a medium size. And why am I making this video? Because I sent a small one of these to a friend of mine in Britain as a Christmas gift. Well, my friend Amelia appreciates the fact that it's a star, and it's cool, and it is. It has a wonderful tactile sense, and it's just very cool in my opinion. And that's the size of the rod, by the way, that would have been used. It would have gone right through there, and it would have threaded, and you put a nut on the outside, and that's how it works. But I wanted to describe to her what this thing is. So it's not just a cool star, which it is a cool star. It is in fact an architectural structural feature that used to belong on a building. Hers is a smaller one than this, so it was obviously on a smaller structure than this one was used on. But a lot of those buildings are now gone, and people have reclaimed these items. I'm sure the rods were turned into something else as well. The nuts were probably just used as nuts. A nut's a nut, you could use a nut again. And the rods were a lot of steel, so they were probably reclaimed as and turned into something else, melted down again. But these were reclaimed as art, as stands, as what have you. There's lots of different things you can use one of these things for. I use it as just a stand for my sphere. I've seen them used as candlesticks. I've seen them used as parts of other things, other kinds of art projects. I've seen them painted. People have painted these things like gold and stuff. I think it's kind of tacky. I prefer the natural color of metal myself. But that's what this thing is. It is a star that used to be part of a building, and I think they're pretty darn cool.